So I've managed to drag him off the training ground, managed to drag him out of pre-season, and we've got him back on the channel to go through some of the new added utility we've got and the new headaches that we've now got in preparing for the new season. Tony, how you doing, my man? Good to see you.
Quinny boy, how are you?
Buzzing, mate. Great to have you back on. You're looking great. Been in the sun?
Aye, thanks for having me. I've been training the St Andrews Sunshine, so I've been busy the last few weeks. I've not been on the podcast. I've just been trying to focus on football, but Sorare always pops up and always gives me a bit of a headache.
For sure. So last week, when you'd have been out knocking your pan in on the training ground, we got the announcement of like the academy, super rare, unique kickoffs, freaklies and freshlies and academies and all this kind of stuff. And I think for a lot of managers, me and you included, who have been like in this zone of get ready for Europe for the last 2 or 3 months, it's thrown a real spanner in the works for, you know, how many cards do you need? How many cards do we want now? You know?
Oh no, I've stuck to my guns. I've still got quite a good contingency of Challenger Europe. For instance, I've got 3 goalkeepers that are usable here, 1 under 21. Try to sell them, but I've got maybe 3, I could probably do another one, usable defenders. However, 1 or 2 might go into All-Star, so I'm not too fussed about that. Quite a few midfielders, but I could do a bit more. And then forwards I kind of stocked up on, so I'm looking not too bad for the start, but I've actually kind of been focusing a bit between the last 10 days on America and Asia. And I don't know why, but I've just kind of fell into a trap of trying to build teams for that, which is I'm actually quite excited to do it because I'm starting to get really good players fall into my team.
Aye. I'm just having a look through that. Yeah, the last couple of days, some of the pickups you've got. The good thing about shopping in MLS in Asia now is that a bit of the hype is off of it in terms of the pricing, you know, so you get
That's
some
what I feel.
better. Yeah.
My problem is though, I keep buying players after they come off the back of a good game. That's my
So
big
hard.
mistake. That's what it is I'm just trying to win cards, and I've actually been close at the weekend again. I had a good 4 or 5 performances, but never matched them all up. I got the shorter threshold, but I had a few LA Galaxy boys, but my 2 defenders killed me. I had between 3 players, I had 200 odd points, which is good
Nice.
for me. It was 47 away for a reward. We did not play in a 27, so I'm getting there. I realised that I need to branch out and buy a little bit better than what I've got. I'm sort of ready. I've probably got 2 really solid teams ready for when it comes back. In terms of if I play All Star and I play Challenger Europe, for instance, I've got the Anderlecht keeper, an Anderlecht centre back. I've got Yari, Visharan, Luis Alberto's in there, Boy Mauro Jr., Mario Götze, Rafa, Grimaldo, and then I've got quite a few strikers. The only thing that's killed me is Zahavi not going to Botafogo.
Yeah. Where was he? Did he go back to Israel or where was it he
Yeah,
went in the end?
I fancied him to go and do a Hulk.
Yeah.
Fancied him to go and just do a Hulk, but see, unfortunately in life sometimes that doesn't happen. But picked up a few good cards. I've probably bought just before the dip, and they've went up in terms of ETH, and I'm hoping they go up again. But I got Dino Hotic, I got the boy Carlos Vinicius because he never had the best of seasons. Smolov's a good scorer, and then the Poitras's been injured, and then the boy Raman for Anderlecht again could do me a turn. And then another Zahavi type, Juba from Zenit.
Yeah.
I went out and bought him, but again, if he does as a Zahavi, then I could be in trouble.
Oh, where's he? I see he's got a red X on him now. Where's Zuba off to? Or is he?
Possibly Fenerbahce.
Oh, that'd be good. Something like that would be nice.
That'd be lovely, but I'm not 100% sure. What killed me a little bit in terms of ETH, another midfielder, I bought Mario Götze. Now, to be fair, if he does well in Champion Europe, then he'll probably go up a little bit in price, but because he went from PSV to
Frankfurt,
that could kill my gallery a little bit as well, but it's a risk we take, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I was getting quite excited by the Goetze move, to be quite honest with you, because if you, when you watch, Frankfurt, the two kind of main players that kind of are like attacking for them is like a guy called Kamada, a wee Japanese guy I used to have for ages. And then they've got another guy, like Lindstrom or something like that, Lindstrom. And I don't. I would see Götze going into one of those jobs. And I think he'll do really well. I think you could easily see Götze getting close to double figures on goals and assists this year for
Right.
Frankfurt. I think the only issue you've got with Götze, as you'll know, is like he's never going to be a guy that plays every game in the season
I
for
know.
one reason or another. That's the
I
only
think
thing.
that was down to confidence mostly, and I think last year's probably done
Okay.
him the world of good. I think maybe subconsciously he was getting injured or not fully fit or not. Now he seems to look alright. He seems to look back to his sort of best.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. But when I seen the move go through, I thought that's a great move for Holders. And yeah, so I think like the only issue is, but it does become a champion card. So then you can only play him an All Star unless you're going to go build one of those teams, you know.
To be fair, my All-Star team's looking not too bad. I've got Akinfeev to go in goals with either Deviv, depending if I play under 23 or not. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still undecided with Deviv, so that's like a wee kind of half stack. Or Kim Mintes came back into the equation. He's had a couple of he scored an own goal today, but he's had a couple of alright ones. Grimaldo's there to play. I've got Rafa who can go in there. Mauro Jr. if I'm not playing under 23. Luis Alberto. Götze. And then one of either Castellanos, Martinez, Juba, or yeah, really. To be fair, my striking, I've not got a strong enough team to go champion, but I've got enough there that I could probably do not too bad in All Star.
Yeah, I think you've definitely got some really good All Star cards here. Goes guys like Tate, especially if he does transfer this window. Big Joseph when he's fit and available. Chicharito, Zuba if he transfers. I think you've got firepower there for sure.
Yeah, the two American boys, I'm kind of hanging my hat on them having a strong week together. And then I've brought in for America. I know we're talking about every different league, but I've got Marque Delgado who's been on fire, Pablo Ruiz who can do under 23 and America, even De La Cruz from River.
Mm-hmm.
I got him in a trade. He could do alright if he's fit. So I'm not looking too bad at the moment, but I do need to start picking the right players together, which is part and parcel of the game. I'm probably not a great SO5 player. I heard on Sorare Andrews' podcast you can be a bad SO5 player. I'm probably a bad SO5 player, but to be honest, I could probably do with trimming my squad a little bit and really, really just even the players that are under point one, see selling 5 or 6 of them and just getting one decent striker or one. Probably do that tonight. For instance, your Danny Wilson shows 1.2, 0.12, Marcelo Benitez. These all add up,
Yeah, they do,
and
man.
and it could probably get me a good Asian forward, and then it means I'm playable in every league. To be honest, I'm again changing every league every 2 seconds. Your podcast listeners' heads are going to explode, but I bought the boy Daiki Suga who can do 23 off Asia. I've got Iniesta who I hang my hat on. He's not really had one of the big performances recently, but and then I bought the boy who gets sent off for days, Sugioka. He was on track to have a 55 or a 60,
Ouch, man.
which is fine. In a
Yeah,
23s, if you get a Tati scoring 100, your defender scoring that, you're halfway there.
yeah, big time.
My problem is goalkeeper. I need to sell Rocco Rios Novo, and I'm half considering buying like a Slonina or something because it's just safe.
I think Slanina's a bit pricey for what he is. I think if
I
you're going to
know,
get into Slanina territory, you're as well going for a Van de Voort or a Bijlo or something.
I know, but for America and for utility now and during the season, it might
Yeah.
pan out not too bad.
And I definitely could. I just think money wise, I'm just looking at the now. He's at 1.8. Like if he transfers, like he could be a headache really quickly. Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah.
he could go somewhere and be on the bench or get loaned to a Division Two team in Europe or something.
No, if Real Madrid bought him, though, I think he would end up at a massive team. No,
Well, maybe I don't know. Like, I would say it's more likely than not, of course, but like I'm thinking, yeah, I don't know. I think like if Real Madrid signed him, he's probably going to go down the Odegaard route where they just loan him out every year
Yeah,
across Europe and get him minutes. I suppose that is possible, but it's like it's too. I don't know. I wouldn't be doing it. It wouldn't be me. I would rather. I think I was looking at Bijlo the other day for limited cards. Is it
right.
Bijlo? Oh, he's not U23 anymore, is he? What am I talking about? He's 24. He's about the same price. Van der Veer, of course, is probably a wee bit more expensive. But yeah, I think as far as or even Tanny, let's have a look at Tanny. I just think as far as
That's what I was thinking, but I would need to half trade for him.
Tanny's cheaper than Slanina.
I know.
I would, yeah. So, and I think Tanny, like, I don't know. I think he's a wee bit cheaper, and I think the worst case scenario is he goes to Gamba and becomes like rotation or number one. Maybe best case scenario is he moves to Europe.
Who's
I
Gamba?
don't know.
Is they a big team in Japan?
Yeah, they're traditionally one of the bigger teams, but see, since they've been on Sorare for the last like 2 or 3 years, they've been a real headache of a team. Like they've got crazy injuries and they've just not really performed. But they are like seen as like one of the big three, one of the big four teams in the country on stature and that, you know. So if he was to go there and be a number one keeper, it wouldn't be a bad spot to land at.
Would it not?
Nah, because again, like some of the like you'll know obviously, and anyone else who's been like paying attention to Scottish football or whatever, the Japanese guys that we've managed to get in, a big part of that is that they're internationals, so they can get work permits and whatever.
Right.
Our boy Tanny here is starting to get on the bench for the Japanese national team, so he's getting like, he's maybe getting geared up to be
Doors are
sold.
opening a little bit.
Yeah, so I think I just think his outcomes are a wee bit more like they're just as like he could end up fucking anywhere, but with Slanina, maybe he goes to Real Madrid just to use that as the club, for example. It might be Chelsea or someday, but if he was to go there and like sit on the bench or sit in the reserves,
Hmm.
that is possible. Whereas Tanny, like if Tanny leaves, like I think the maybe being like somebody like Meckelin or something like that, is maybe like a bad move for him, but it'd be somewhere where he'd probably still play. I don't see a big team eating him up, if you get me.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like maybe like the Tottenham of the leagues,
Aye.
not like the Man City or the Liverpools. I know exactly what you mean. It's it's
He's
tough,
a wee bit
isn't it?
cheaper.
Because these teams probably go and get your star keepers and your, which is normal. But no, I think he could be one that I could get in use. I actually went for Rios Novo, but I didn't realise that somebody was in waiting to take his job, which hurts a little bit. But that's the game we play, isn't it?
It's dog eat dog out there, man. You tell me about that trade. I couldn't believe it. Absolutely brutal.
I know,
Nothing
but
worse than when like it's never happened to me, but doing a trade with somebody and then as soon as the trade's done, going by the way, you just bought. I mean, you just take a bum off me. It's,
I wish the guy bad karma after it, to be honest. But nah,
aye.
it's part and parcel. And look, he told me after I done a trade, said, but to be fair, I sold Dembele at the price I got him, and I got Nielsen he went up an eighth, so I wasn't too fussed. I just want a goalkeeper to play at the weekend that's under 23, and then I open up a lot of doors. But then my boy gets sent off, didn't he? Today, 93rd minute. So it's not as if he can play and help my team. So I'm a bit stuck in the middle.
Yeah, that's the thing when you've got like that's one thing I've experienced quite a lot is when you're trying to build towards like having an under 23 team or this team or that team or whatever. The goalkeeper can be such a pain in the ass. Like,
Goalkeeper's the most frustrating thing because when you go to buy, you just need to factor in the fact that he's so expensive, the fact he could get injured, the fact everything can go wrong with the goalkeeper, and it's a bit of annoyance because you just want your goalkeeper to be set and play. I don't care if he gets 30 points or whatever. I just want him to play, but fortunately we can't be picky, can we?
no. So see with like, obviously like some of the stuff we started speaking about at the beginning, like all the new game modes or whatever. So Rare are making like some decent efforts towards like almost like goalkeeper free modes, like these special free clees and all that kind of stuff,
But is that not
kickoffs.
just unique?
So it's been going for, was it limited or rare? It was going for one of the low scarcities, and then in this
Limited,
announcement,
I
they're
think.
basically just saying we're scaling it up so you can do it with supers and you'll be able to do it with uniques whenever we allow it.
But why have they
Uh,
missed out the rares? Because that's the only one that becomes playable for me.
I suppose I don't know if have we seen it for rare? I've definitely seen it for limited. What I'm starting to think about is you know, that in my head, like over the last kind of 6 months, I've been looking at the rares and the super rares as being like cards that once I buy them, like I'm kind of locking them in for a longer time. And
Right.
then like some of the cheaper rares and then like limiteds, like move in and out of them, change all the time on form and that kind of stuff. And then when I see like these new game modes coming out where you maybe don't need a goalkeeper, I think it's going to be great for like this kind of situation you're in where you're like one goalkeeper away from being like perfectly set on like 4 or 5 teams or whatever.
Mhm.
Maybe you don't need that keeper, and then those excess players that you don't have a place for because of the lack of the goalkeeper, they then become really powerful cards to go into like freaklies and
Yeah.
specialists and underdogs and whatever, because you've got excess, you've got padding around you. You're not like so tight where it's like, oh, to get into one of these divisions, I need to go buy 6 more players all of a sudden.
I know. I agree with you, mate. It's the goalkeeper. The scary thing is though, I bought Hassel expecting him to come back in. Then I bought Rocco Rios. I should have just bought Slonina, or I should have bought. Is it Tani?
Yeah,
To be fair, that's my stupidity. But again, whenever I've got 7 rare goalkeepers, right? 7, which is a lot for a guy whose gallery's 16.9.
yeah,
But when the utility becomes, and by the way, everyone's give or take Hassel as a starter.
yep,
Whenever they take away common cards, it's not a bad thing to have a goalkeeper.
of course.
So I'm not too fussed. But for instance, I've got 7 goalkeepers and 11 forwards. So I probably should sell one of the ones that are high. Maybe Rocco Rios. I'm trying to maybe sell Leonard Moser. And then I might just go and try and get, if I can sell 3 goalkeepers, for instance, let's say a European Moser and Novo, and get Slonina and a top Asian forward who has a capacity to score 80 to 90, then I'm actually looking really good. I'm the closest I've been to winning things. Another thing I would say is my gallery's probably got weaker over the last 3-4 weeks in terms of for Europe, but I just can't not cash in on a profit.
I know the feeling, man. When you see the roster price on some players, that's kind of what I do. Like every week or two, is I'll maybe go and check my roster prices and just see if somebody's like, "Whoa,
Yeah,
how did that happen?" And then you kind of put yourself, "Okay, should I sell this guy now, or what am I doing?" Like
yeah,
Vinicius Souza, for example, today, like the Scottish Express, whatever the fuck it's called, is saying apparently PSV are going to win the race for Vinicius Souza.
right.
So I thought I'd go have a wee look at his roster price, and it's up at 1.5 ETH. And I'm thinking I might just sell him. I'm not interested in him if he goes to PSV.
It'll be a monster if he does.
Yeah, I hope a lot of people think of that, because then somebody should buy him off me. As I am editing this, it has just been announced that Vinicius Souza is in Barcelona to sign a contract with Espanyol.
Yeah, even like Van Krombrug, right? He's went up to 1.25. Do you know what I mean? That's scary prices. A goalkeeper. I got him
Yeah,
at like zero point 0.6 or something, like the
I think the
normal
thing with
card.
Frank Brombruge, but is he's like a kind of enabler for a lot of your players because you've got so many Anderlecht.
Yep.
So I'd be quite hesitant to let go of him.
And I've seen a lot of reports that this new coach has brought them in a nice way of playing, so
Nice.
I think they could end up a proper team. But I think when the time's right, if Anderlecht sign a striker, I'll just get rid of my Hotic and do a half straight swap for the striker, which will be fair enough. But my teams are looking not too bad. Even Carlos Vinicius, see if he starts scoring in a PSV team, he triples.
Yeah.
And he's a goal scorer, he's shown it. I think he's got the same coach he had years ago, maybe, or he wants him wherever he is. So I don't think that would be the worst. Tati as well, I got him for 0.92 because all these rumours, but it's a maybe 1 in 5 chance he goes to Leeds. If not, he could end up being a continued monster.
If he goes to the River Plate or something, you're rubbing your hands together.
Exactly, so I would hope. Plus, he's Argentinian, and you'll find a lot of South American people want to go back to South America before they come to England, rightly or wrongly.
Mm-hmm.
But
I know for sure.
I'm, I'm probably. We'll go through the leagues. In terms of Asia, I'm probably. I've got a kind of. Kim Min-tae and Sekigawa is like a wee kind of half Kawashima antlers, right? I've got the goalkeeper, the boy Kim Jin Hyun, who's fine. He's conceded 3 today, but he's actually not bad.
Yeah.
And Iniesta, I hang my hat on Iniesta. But I could probably do with another forward, the wee boy Suga I got, and then I'm complete. I've got a couple of wee .08 forwards and .07. So in terms of Asia, I'm probably competitive if they all start, because Iniesta could have a 90. He's more than capable. The wee boy Suga had 100 the other week. I think it was 2 days ago, a week ago. He's got the odd 75 in the locker. So I'm happy enough there. Plus, obviously, I told you I got the under 23s, the wee boy that gets sent off today,
Yeah.
Sugioka. I don't know much about Asian football. I just know them from the stats. That's why I'm calling the wee lad, the wee boy. It's the same if I'm doing South American or if I'm doing maybe Dutch football, because I don't know them. If we move on to America, this is where I'm strong, but I just need to pick the right teams. Bond got an 80 the other day and I wasted it. I wasted it because I had Chicharito, I had Joseph Martinez as well, who both scored, but then I chose Diego Palacios in defence and he didn't play. It kills me a wee bit choosing the wrong things. In terms of midfielders, I went out and bought Pablo Ruiz. I just thought, I just looked at his scores and I thought, he's under 23 and he's probably, in the last 25 games, he's probably only hit under 40 4 times.
That's solid.
That's solid. He's had 12, 40, 40, 50, 10, 50 to 60, 6, 60 to 70s, and he's had a 99, an 85. So he's dependable. If he can add a couple more goals and assists, then he's flying. Again, they just don't seem to link up at the same game week when I play them, and that's the frustrating thing for me.
That is a hard bit because like the combinations when you're talking about Bond there, I've had that. Like, I've not really won too much. I was looking at I was chatting to somebody recently doing content or whatever, and they were saying, yeah, they just kind of assumed, and they assumed quite right. They're like, yeah, you've probably not done as well this summer as you maybe thought with some of the cards you picked up. And I thought, yeah, I think you're right, but let me go and check. And like the last meaningful reward I won was Benjamin Siegrist in game week 271. And then now we're up to what, game week 285 or something. So you're talking
Right.
about 15 game weeks.
I've won one Champion America this my whole lifetime.
When was
What
that?
was
Was that
that?
in
Two
the
seven what?
271?
So I came 115th and got a tier 3 in game week 274. That was
That
my last
counts.
one.
Oh, you've done better recently than me.
Do you know what I mean? But like, it's, to be fair, I'm predominantly Challenger Europe. That's where I compare myself, which is fine. The money I've spent in terms of ETH, I've got a gallery that should be winning cards, whether it be tier 3s, tier 2s. It should be because, but my problem is, deep down, I'm probably a trader.
Yeah.
But I need to stop that. I need to go and maybe take the hit on a few cards and say, right, I'm getting rid of you, and then I'm buying a monster. Right, I'm getting rid of you, I'm buying a monster. And I think tonight I'm going to actually do that. I'm going to maybe list stuff at 5% under and just go, right, okay, I'm buying one more striker from Asia, I'm buying a this, I'm buying a that, and just see how it goes for me.
I think definitely that's one thing I've noticed from from like being in group chats and organising. You love trading. Like you, sometimes, like I think Tony, like you need to get some dust on these cards. You've only had this guy for 2 minutes, you know.
I know, but I can't help the trade.
So I'm just as we're talking about this, I'm having we scroll through the oldest card. Yeah, you do have some cards from 4 months ago and stuff. I was thinking you do turn over quite a lot, quite
No,
often.
but
But no,
to
you've
be
got a lot of
honest
guys
with
that've
you,
been here for a wee while.
to help you, your point, the Poitras, I never sold them because you're right. So see Kim Min-tae, see how he's one of the older ones.
Yeah,
That's because he got injured and never played, so I never sold him at a low.
sure, that
So
makes sense.
that's a bit of luck from me. The three Scottish boys, I've tried to sell Williams, Smolov not really. So really, I've only had cards for 2 months. Martinez, I picked him up at 0.26 ETH. I just thought, right. But again, that was before the crash. But then I do think if crypto doubles tomorrow, Martinez's ETH price doesn't change much.
Yeah, I'd probably go along with that as well.
Do you know what I mean? So the crash hasn't really helped me with him, but it has because I kind of understand now who rises and who doesn't. Like for instance, see all my goalkeepers. I think if crypto doubles, not much changes. If, for instance, who have we got here? Like a middle of the road player, I think it does change.
Yeah.
So I'm quite excited to see, but I do really need to go and start trimming the fat, and I will tonight. I think I'm going to try and raise maybe a couple of ETH and just buy 2 players and just make sure that I'm competitive. I was actually looking at the Asian boy. Is it an Asian league? Gerso Fernandez.
Yeah, his name rings a bell. Gerso, did you say? Yeah.
Yeah,
His name
I
rings a
just
bell.
need I just need a couple of monsters to be honest. There is some good ones that come into play. There's one I've just clicked quickly. Sin Jin Ho.
Yep. I recognise his name as well. I can't say
His
I know him
flow
too well. But
He must have got injured actually because his floor price is 0.53.
is he maybe the guy that went to China? No, is that somebody else?
I know, but his scores are amazing. He gets subbed after 45 minutes. Like, come on after 45 minutes. But again, I don't know enough about these leagues, so I'm going to probably get stung. I need to kind of stick to what I know.
See, what I've kind of found easy to like make sure I don't, or to make sure like you're trying to get those cards in there now that you want to just plug in and forget about, and you're not tempted to sell them on a peak, or if they drop off the edge of if they fall off the face of the earth price wise, it's not going to like send you through a mad loop, because that can happen with some cards, like Hassel getting injured and whatever. And I think like when you buy those guys, it really then does matter about who the guy is rather than the SO5 card, if that makes sense. Like if you went and got, like, let's say you sell a bunch of these guys and you went and got some big hitters. If they were just like some SO5 big hitters, you could probably find yourself in the same position in a month or two. But if it was like an SO5 big hitter and it was like a player that you actually really like as well, or you think he's, then it makes it a bit easier to kind of ride the waves with some of those guys if it's somebody that you really are in with, if you know what I mean, are really back in that sense.
Yeah. For
Because like you were saying
instance,
there with the older guys, you didn't want to sell them when they were on a down. I feel that way with some guys where I think, no, this guy's too good. I know he's going to get way
aye,
better, and it helps you hold on to them because you're like, I can't sell him now. It'd be so stupid because in 3 months he's going to rule the world or whatever.
yeah, exactly. And I just feel like it's, I do, for instance, the Depoitre one, and I just think he's going to score goals. So why should I sell him at half the price?
Yeah.
There's absolutely no need for it. Again, it's sometimes you need to bite the bullet and do it.
I've just went through, are you on Sorare Data now?
Yep.
See if you go into your own Sorare Data page and then hit Lineup Builder
Yep.
and then go to Game Week 296. I've just ran through and built a few rare teams like in your gallery.
Mhm.
You should be able to see them. I'm not saying this is the best way to build them or anything, but I just had a quick click through and whatever.
Community building is that?
It should be there, yeah. I think it'll be community since I'm not
All-star
you.
rare.
Yeah,
Wait. So the ones that you built for me come up?
it should do, yeah. Let me check
I
my
don't-
page how I would see it.
I don't
Lineup
know how.
builder, community, and then yeah, go to game week 296,
Right, I'm on it. 12th August.
and then yeah, I think you'll need to go through the divisions to see them individually.
Right, okay. So what division first?
I went to under 23. I just did all the rares. Under 23 All Star Challenger in America.
Right, I'm on rare, Quinny.
Can you
It's
see the
no
teams
bad
in?
that team, eh?
The rare one with
Under
Akinfeev.
23 rare.
Under 23 rare. Yeah, the under 23 is really good. I don't know if that was what you thought was the best one, but when I kind of clicked through them, I thought, yeah, Deviv, Junior, Yari, and whatever. But that's a solid D4 team. Like that can get right in amongst it. Also,
I reckon that gets a podium with a bit of luck here in there. It means I can still play with Martinez in America, so that's a Hassel probably would be replaced by Moser
okay.
because I don't know if Hassel goes back in. Do you think he does?
I wasn't too sure about the Moser guy because he's at Yupin, isn't he? And I
But
don't
it's
know.
his old coach.
Oh, is it?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, if you know that guy's a number one, I
He
I'm not
signed a
really up on
3-year
Belgian
deal.
keepers, you know. Oh, is he? Oh, fair
Even
enough
that,
then.
that's a good team because Deviv's a scorer, very good scorer. Mauro Junior, who's got the potential to hit the odd 100.
Mm-hmm.
Yari's meant to be the main man in this new system. Do you know what I mean? I'm just that's a really good lineup. I think saying it to
Same.
myself, and I kind of built that, to be fair, because I thought, you know what, I've not got any under 23s in play, and they always sort of hold their value in terms of it's
They
they're
only go so
reasonable
low if
to,
they're bad, you know.
yeah. That's Castellanos get a potential to score it. Barrowload. I'll go up to again. The only thing is Rahman. He's he's not a guaranteed starter.
Is it not?
That Hoyd and Crombruge could be a really good base.
I agree, yeah. Rafa's made of it as well if he's getting minutes, and Smolov is made of it if he's getting minutes. Totally.
Smolov's a scorer, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's
Well, with the All Star, I put Akinfeev, Grimaldo, Gotza, and Joseph.
but even that you could put Rafa in that,
Yeah.
and you could put Amuzu. Is it Amuzu or
Yeah. I didn't know what you wanted to do
somebody?
with some of these guys. I was just kind of clicking through it, but yeah.
Because then you could have a half Grimaldo Rafa one, and they two bag assists.
Hmm.
I probably should go and buy maybe one more Benfica player. I had Everton, but obviously I sold him when he was linked away. Probably should have kept him, but hey. And but
Can't win them all.
no, you can't win them all. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sell. I'm going to try and. I think my aim now is to get one more Asian forward. I'll take recommendations in the group chat later if you fancy.
I'm done on Asian forwards, mate. I've not looked at them in about a year. The only one I could say anything towards, and he's not even a big scorer. Or no, if you're after big scorers, you should just look at the two guys that Vissel Kobe signed. The one they got from Newcastle, what's his name, Muto, and then they got another
Right,
guy from Werder Bremen, Osaka or something.
right. The only thing I could do is maybe put a midfielder in there. See that Sin Jin Ho, but you've
Yeah.
just said to me he might be going to China.
Oh no! I was just saying there was another guy with a name like that recently was in China and was a killer.
Right.
I wasn't
All
sure if
right.
that was the
So
same guy. Sorry.
maybe this boy's all right.
China's
Would
a
you know
good
what?
thing, by the way. If they go to China, they're normally really good players there.
But is that Opta?
China scored. If you get a guy moving to China, it's a home run.
So do you think I should go for this boy? Sin Jin
Uh,
Ho?
I've got no idea if this guy's going to China. I'm just let me check the guy who I was thinking of. Right, I've kind of muddied the waters by mentioning China because I don't think that guy's getting to do with China. What's his name? Sun Jun Ho.
Sin Jin Ho.
Sin Jun Ho.
To be fair, his prices went up massively recently, but I don't know why.
Oh yeah, Sin Jun Ho. No, it's not him. It's another guy by a name like Ho or something. Ho. No. What was his name again? It was a absolute. It was a Korean guy as well. One of these big midfielders, and he's went to. I'm sure his name was like Ho, Jin Ho, Sin Ho. Let me put China. China.
I've actually got a decent kind of back three, but I could possibly sell my goalkeeper and get the one from Antlers.
Antlers.
Again,
Yeah.
again, it's difficult. I might actually just have to do one more rebuild.
So what I've started to see that game week 296. That's the first game week or the second game week or so of like everything been on, because it's like middle of August. So I would build all my. I have been anyway. I would recommend the same for anyone listening. But like I'd build all my teams for around game week 296 because that's when you'll have the most utility in terms of like options. I've got goalkeepers coming out my backside and all the rest of it. Because then you'll quickly see like we've we were just kind of chatting there like I could maybe do another Benfica card or something. Then kind of it's easier to see that stuff. I think anyway.
I need to. I really need to cut the fat a little bit, like you said. But again, there's one for All Star. You missed out, Luis Alberto.
I didn't really know what to do with him because I think he's got some links, but he's also a solid player no matter where he goes or what he
Links to
does.
where?
Just out of Lazio, I think. I think Lazio try to cash in on him.
Right, but even that, look at his scores at Lazio, who are an alright team, and he's hit a few big ones.
He's class. I like him.
Quite consistently big, actually. He's had 290 to 100s, 480 to 90s, 570 80s. He could be alright. I think him and Gotza would probably be my two in All Star. With the problem is I don't really have I do have a striker because I've got Hotic. Hotic could maybe even go in there.
Yeah.
Then I've got one of Carlos, Juba, or De Poitre. Got a couple of alright ones that, to be fair, probably could be sold again, but just try to find the balance, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing when you go through this as well. Is you then kind of see like, oh, I'm now getting too many. If I get another forward and I need Hotic, or I've actually got so many midfielders, and it kind of helps you kind of tie in with those decisions. I just sent you a DM on Twitter. This is the guy that went to China. That it sounded the same name as what you said. His name is it's kind of similar, but you see his scores and how much he's priced at. Like going to China is good. Like for some of these guys, because they're just levels above it.
I need
And they,
to. I really need to buy an Asian forward now. We've spoke about that. It's
but what makes you think you need an Asian one? That's what. That's what.
because I've got an Asian team in play. I've got so for instance I've got Kim Jin Hyun, the keeper from Cerezo Osaka. Then I've got Kim Min-tae and Segigawa who have got potentially good scores. Iniesta who's always thrown in something alright. If he gets a decisive of that, he's close. And then I've got Suga, so I could do with one more striker or high scoring midfielder. Possibly a high scoring midfielder, one that they would then put me in the chance to get a card, and it means I've got utility through the until December or wherever it stops.
Aye, no, fair enough. It's just Asia for me is just a region that I kind of lost interest in like, a while ago. So I was just curious as much as anything. But yeah, the goalkeeper works for sure. You've got enough defence there to run, no problem. Midfield is a bit like I don't know, mate. I think if you're looking for capital, your Asians are the place to get it.
What do you mean?
Like if you're thinking about like getting some demons and whatever, like maybe you keep some of the better cards you've got here. Let's see some of the defenders that are good, like Sugiyoko, the Sekigawa, Iniesta, and then maybe the goalkeeper and some of the other pieces that you're not too married to. Maybe they're
Yeah,
the guys that you sell out, bring in some ETH, and
that's what I'm
then
thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Sell two of the young goalkeepers, Rocco Rios Novo and Moza, possibly buy Tana. That would be enough to buy him just if they two went. Then, if I sold, for instance, say Diego Palacios is point 0.2, Danny Wilson's point 0.1, Derek Williams 0.06, Considine's point 0 something. That all adds up to maybe 0.4.5.
yeah,
I could then throw in a Luis Alberto or a Yari. I probably won't get rid of Yari, but it then brings it up to maybe an ETH with one or two strikers. So it gives me that to play with. It'd just be trimming the fat like we call it all the time, don't we?
that's it. Because I say, looking at these four, like Challenger, you've got a great build for. America is like solid, no two ways about it. And in All Star, all the spare pieces you've got, like Goatsa being a champion card, the XS from Challenger, the XS from America and Asia is
And
class.
the good thing about America is that falls right into All Star. So see,
Yeah,
Joseph and Castellanos goes right down to under 23s. But I don't need to use them in under 23. I can just continue with just strengthen up another lineup if I need to and put them in All Star or America. But it's just trying to work out what I need. But I've got lots on sale now. I've probably got, and these are all lowest prices. I've probably got there's 7.5, 8.5, 9. Probably got about 2.5, 3 worth on sale.
nice.
I should probably just round them up and get somebody to buy it on discount, but I'll wait and see how it goes.
It's not a bad move, especially you'll be jetting off soon for warm weather training or whatever. So
Hmm.
you'll definitely have a lot of downtime, I suppose, in between sessions and whatever to do the maths and crunch the numbers.
Yeah, so I don't know. How would I get about that? Would I just go and message somebody and say, look, you can buy this part of my gallery?
You just make. What I would do is make a wee squad, get a number in your head of what you're going to ask for, and then another number for what you're not going to accept any less than. you
Right?
know, and then I'd make a wee squad on your page, dive into Discord, the for sale channel, and all that, and just drop that into those, and people will come and send you offers. So when you're on your main Sorare page, hit squads, create new squad, and just throw them all in it. And I normally call the squad something like for sale or put the price on it, free for whatever it is. And
Right,
then
that
when
makes sense.
and then when you're in the Discord, you're in the main Sorare Discord, aren't you? Aye. You just what channels is it? On the left hand side, it's for sale, and then there's another one just underneath that called galleries, and there's another one there called trades. Just write a wee blurb like guys are for sale, DM for offers, and just send the link to the squad so people can have a look at the cards.
But
And
what kind
then
of percentage do they pay you?
Depends on the quality. I think like if they're all like guys, just to say a name for the sake of saying a name, guys like Joseph, you'll get like 90% on the Sorare data value if you're wanting a quick over the counter deal done. And some other guys, like I don't know, the guys that are maybe like over 30, rotation guys, whatever. Depends on the individual, but they'll probably take it down as low as like 80%, 75% of Sorare
Right,
data,
okay.
depending on who they are and what they're about,
Probably better being a wee bit patient if you want the full value.
Yeah. But a guy like that who maybe you would have to take a bigger hit on, will you ever get full value on?
Yeah, true.
That's the thing I always think about, because when I've been trying to sell stuff over like the whole time I've played this game, like the valuations, they mean nothing. The only valuation you're trying to find is the highest person another person will pay you, you know.
Oh, want to buy it, yeah.
So like all that stuff all helps us make like decisions and well, this is what the market says and that. But like I did a really good trade, and maybe people would disagree with it or whatever, but like I got a kind of similar to you actually in this Rocco Rios. No, yeah, kind of similar. I did a trade earlier this year, and I let Darwin Núñez super rare go, and I brought in like three
Right.
or four guys and super rares, and one of them was the goalkeeper for Rennes, Alfredo Gomes, Senegal #2, whatever, right? And he was okay. I really wanted a super rare goalkeeper at the time that was Champ Euro, and he was about 3 ETH, and this was when ETH was like 2-3 grand or whatever. It was a big card, 2-3 ETH. He broke his finger, and straight away I went out into the market and traded him for a super rare goalkeeper that traded for around 1 ETH, whereas my guy was
Right.
worth like 2 or 3 or whatever on paper. But at that point, for me, it becomes I want a super rare goalkeeper that has like guaranteed utility and the rest of it. So the price on the can, I really don't care about anymore, because the card was meant to do something it's not now going to do.
Yeah.
Can I get somebody else that thinks, oh, this is worth 3 ETH, this guy, when he's fit? That's great if they want to take that off me. And I'll get a guy that they've got. The guy I got was a guy called David Soraya. David Soraya, I talk about quite a lot. I like him. Good
In
goalkeeper.
Spain, is he?
Spanish guy. And he's actually been up in value. If you look at his price now, his floor's like 5 ETH or something mental. And obviously ETH is like halved in price since then or whatever as well, But
If it's 5 times, you're doing not too bad.
I don't think he's actually worth 5 ETH, It kind of comes back to the same point again, It's like,
What you're willing to pay.
what is he worth? Yeah. But I think you can get too tied up, not you, but people, you can get too tied up in like, oh, he's worth this, so that's the price I have to get or whatever. But sometimes the best way to look at these things is what the net, if by the end of these trades I end up with exactly what I want,
Yeah.
then who kind of cares,
The numbers don't matter. The numbers
Uh-huh.
only matter if you're a trader, because then
You've
your
got to go up
gallery's
all the
just
time.
flying up and you're happy with it. And if you're willing to hold the ETH, if you sell your cart, a lot of things come into play. But if you get a 0.1 player who's winning your rewards or a 0.7 player who's not winning your rewards, depends what you're looking for.
Yeah, totally. So that's something I would definitely. I always like kind of reminding myself when I get stuck in, like, because I had some big cards to move recently, and even though like the Sorare data values, I was taking a hit on them, and that's how I got in this train of thoughts. We're talking about the Discord stuff and whatever. To me, I'm just like, if you think you're getting a deal off me, then I'm really happy, because I also think I'm getting a good deal because of whatever reasons. And yeah, so it's one of those ones. Sometimes you just need to kind of sober yourself up to, like, as long as I get the end result, then like if I need to bend over backwards to make this trade happen, I can get that card in that then goes with that. Then hey, it's a bit of short-term pain for a long-term gain.
Yep, 100%.
Because when you get into the SO5 arena, you don't really care about what your cards cost you when you finish like 10th or something.
Exactly.
It's just like, bang, I made it work. And I feel like for a lot of managers that are in my position and yours, like, see, when we do get to like game week 296, see if you're missing some pieces, people will be really kicking themselves, because it's like, I had all this time and I knew that guy wasn't good enough, and I had that feeling in the back of my head that he was going to be a pain in the arse, or I knew his price was too good to be true, I should have sold him then. And it's going to be around that kind of early August times. A lot of people get hit with those, like, I should have, and I would have, and I could have. So sometimes
That's life for us, isn't it? It's one of them that if we don't do it, we can't beat ourselves up on, because do you know what? It just wasn't meant to happen.
Yeah. And that's why, like, talking to you, like, over the last couple of months or whatever, like, you've been really set on, like, this Anderlecht play for, like, a good couple, at least 2 months because of the cards you've got.
I just fancied a new. What I thought was, I know how big a club Anderlecht are. They're Celtic or Rangers. I don't care what MD says.
I agree.
They were having a stinker. They brought in the best performing manager in the league. No doubt about it, because if Club Brugge win the league, Union get more points than them, and they're a much smaller club. So I thought, why not? It's worth it. Everybody's down it, and I seen the. You know what sold me on Anderlecht? See the boy Hoyt.
Yeah.
See his scores and his price. It's mad. His scores were unbelievable at one point. Like, he was getting a 98, 72, 61, 60, 63, 64 all in the space of 5 games. Right? And I remember his price was like, I just seen his price. It was like, at one point it was 0.6. And that was when ETH was flying. He was £1,200. And I got him at 539. I thought, why not?
Yeah.
Half the price. Good scorer. Could end up getting a move. So I thought, I'm just going to link it up. And then I got the boy Yari. I thought his age, blah, blah, blah. These boys can be unlocked. And if not, they'll get a move. But these boys have got potential to go to PSV, Anderlecht, Utrecht. These kind of clubs who are pushing for the... Do you know what I mean? It's a case of you just need to go, you know what? I'm gambling, but worst case scenario, if I play them all together and they get 3-4-0 wins during the season, there's a good chance of me winning my money back.
Easily. And I would hate to see, like, when we were talking earlier on about, like, raising some money or whatever, and you mentioned Jari, I would hate to see you selling any of these Anderlecht cards at this point, because you know it will pay off if you sell them. I know. And you'll be like, I fucking knew it.
I can't sell him just for the sheer fact that I think he could be him and Mauro Jr. is a midfield too, with Castellanos up front. I think you could play anybody behind the two and still win some rewards.
Yeah, I'd definitely go along with that. I also noticed as well, the trader in you has been busy. I've seen you've picked up a few ball and gollies.
That was a while back, and I don't even know. I think I gave somebody one for free.
He's away at Reading. Have you heard that?
What?
Have you heard he's away at Reading?
No.
Aye, it's like almost confirmed. It came out a day or two ago. Reading Championship.
What? What's his rare price?
I don't think it's went up too much yet.
By the way, that could be unreal.
Check it's confirmed before you go spending money on him, but like that's like happening. It's not confirmed, I don't think yet, but it's
0.07.
Oh, really? Nice. It was 0.08 when the news came out, so people must just be desperate to cash in on it somehow, because he was auctioning at 0.02. So even if you sell him at 0.07, you're still doing all right.
I'm going to try and buy him for 0.06.
Check it's confirmed first.
No, I'm happy to take a gamble.
Okay.
The only thing is I'm trying to trim the fat. Jeez. If he doesn't accept that, it's fine. So the boy Murillo was linked with, the Anderlecht boy was linked with Burnley as well. That would be good for me.
Yeah. Taylor Harwood-Bellis has went there. That's confirmed now. Yeah, so company's definitely pulling in people he knows, so that might happen.
Yeah, hopefully. But I'm actually going to sell this lad as well. The American boy Benitez. I'm just going to, again, as I said, trim the fat and try and just, if I can get one or two players that can prop me up in the divisions. America, I'm nearly set, but Asia, I would like Tani, whatever his name is, and a striker or a midfielder, and then they can overspill into, if it's under 23, they can overspill into under 23, and then I'm nearly set.
Aye.
But I've got a load. I actually need to put a tweet up and just say got a load for sale, 32 auto. That would probably make sense.
Aye, it's definitely getting the word out there when you're moving stuff on. I've just seen as well, like Celtic's first pre-season starting 11s came out. I don't know if anyone cares, but
is there a game a day?
Yeah, they're playing some team in Austria. It's a pre-season.
Who's in? Is Tumble in?
No, it's a kind of makeshift team. It's Joe Hart,
Actually,
Urugide, Julien, Lawal, Bernabe, James McCarthy, Ideguchi, Hatate, James Forrest, Mikey Johnson, and Kenny, the wee Irish guy up front.
Oh, nice. I'm happy with him.
And then the bench is Segrist, Oluwemi, some guy called Dede Anderson, Shaw, Summers, Vata. I think he's got a high reputation. Ajeti and Owen Moffat.
Nice.
So it's a real second stringer. No Kyogos or anything. Hatate's the biggest player there, I think, in terms of a first teamer. Joe Hart
as well. Some guys just put the worst offer in ever for I've listed everybody low, and he's putting in 80%. He's got to get blocked in 2 seconds.
I hate those offers. You know, you'll always get a couple offers in rapid after you list stuff, and most of the time they're not even worth a second look.
Yeah, they're
It's
all
just
getting
somebody
rejected.
trying to catch a desperado where you're just dying to sell somebody rapid.
I know. But I actually like trading with players to get what I want in. I don't need the ETH.
Yeah,
People just fly into.
aye, for sure. Especially these guys that there's a bunch of them still out there. That I would be surprised if they even think about their teams every week. That is just about just trading and hustling.
A lot of people say to me, I'm not doing a deal for anything less than 110% because I don't play. I just trade.
Oh
Which,
well.
you know what? It makes a hell of a lot of sense.
Aye. I think you kind of need to, if you are going to do that, it is a kind of all or nothing play. Like, you can't do that and then start going, oh, well, I'll keep this guy for SO5,
No.
because then the wheels fall off, you know.
And they always have a wee bit of backup. So if they do 120%, if the guy drops, the other guys are at 20% above, so they're no
Yeah.
daft.
Yeah.
There's a way to go with the trading, but it's no for me. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. It's too much,
I, I
too much
wish
of a
I
headache for me.
I wish I was a trader, which I probably am deep down, but on the face of it, I don't want to be one.
That's too much hard work for me.
Far too much hard work. It
I'm
is what
getting
it is.
excited coming in for this season with some of these new divisions as well, because like I will be really surprised at what else might come out over the next couple of weeks, which is why, like, again, when you're talking earlier about having 7 goalkeepers and whatever, I think like the nows, it's one of these situations where it's no bad to have a wee bit of room for manoeuvre if you were to like, because now we're recording this on the 6th of July. By the time we get to August, I suspect we'll have another 2 announcements or so in that time, and who knows what they'll be.
But I think they will be steering towards a goalkeeper. I think even at the leagues without goalkeepers, they'll add in. But remember, the more people that come on board will need goalkeepers to play the bigger leagues, so people will be branching out. And then, if not, see if you've got goalkeepers and people use DNPs, then say they put 10% of rewards in for the prize pool. Say just now there's 10,000 people, and there's still 10,000 people, but 1,000 of them have got DNP goalkeepers. That means 10% of the market's virtually wiped out. So you've got an even better chance.
Yeah.
You then go up to maybe 11 or 12% chance of winning rather than 10. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So even if the value of goalkeepers doesn't go up, the value of the SO5 goes up because you've got a better chance of winning.
Yeah, it's a smaller field all of a sudden.
Because
Yeah.
you're playing against people with 4 players. And let's say one of them, no, let's say 1% of them, which, no, it won't even be 1%. Let's say 1% of the 10% have a worldy weekend. You only need to 5 good scores to beat them. You don't even need 5 top scores. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
So I think goalkeepers are always going to be important in this.
Yeah, for sure. It's mainly that whole, there's only one per team and all that kind of calamity. But I'm expecting, kind of like you're saying there, like I expect the prize pools will be much more appealing next year. And they might not necessarily because I'm sure some of them will be bigger, but a part of it will be that the field, with the common goalkeepers disappearing, and then there'll be other people that are like, I don't know, let's just say they've got a 5 ETH gallery and they're running with 3 squads now. They might just bin a squad off and then start playing Freakleys and Freshleys and all that kind of stuff. And then subsequently, again, you've then just got less actual capable teams that are showing up, never mind the common goalkeepers. So I'm quite excited for Europe, man. I can't wait for it all to get going.
Europe will be class, won't it? Who's that? It's just my galleries just went down, and I don't know why. It's went down 0.13, so somebody must have took a dip.
Oh, yeah.
Hate when that happens, Quinny. I'll be honest with you.
I never look at my overall roster price thing. I just look at the individuals and see if anyone really like looks out of place. Like, whoa, when did he become an ETH for? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
I never really look at the overall because there's so many, especially for my gallery, there's so many cards where it's irrelevant information.
Yeah,
Like
yours because of super rares and stuff.
yeah, so it only tells a wee bit of the story anyway. But I've been doing 100. I've actually noticed my galleries went up by like 5 ETH over the last month because I've been moving a lot more into limiteds.
Right.
Like I've picked up over the last, let me see, 2 weeks or so. I went and bought like guys like Max Arnold, Fekir, Depay. You know,
Or limiteds have flew up that. Sorry, who have you bought? Max Arnold, Fekir.
Depay, Oyarzabal, a few like big hitting Frimpong, Champ Euro type guys in limited. Just because I thought like Depay for 150 quid or whatever. Where is he? What did I pay? 190 quid for Depay, 145 quid for Fekir. Like worst case scenario, I'll get some banging utility out of them. Best case
I hope
scenario, I can sell them.
PSV or somebody buy him, but he won't go for Barca.
He might, yeah. Well, that's the thing is like. Well, with Depay specifically, like if he leaves Barca, he becomes one of the best strikers in the game, I think, because he's a penalty taker, set piece taker, he's a big talisman type. So whoever he would go to, that would have to be part of his role in the team, you know, as he's on that stuff, you know, and he's a killer when he's on that.
He is a scorer, isn't he?
Or he stays at Barca if they can't get Lewandowski over the line.
I think they need to get him over the line, to be honest.
I think, yeah. They're really pushing for it, but it's the money, man. Everyone's like, where are they spending this money they've not got? How do they keep managing to do it?
I know, but they came out with a press conference and said that they're trying to make it. They've been offered X amount of money and they've rejected it, so they're just trying to monetize themselves a bit more, which is perfectly fair, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like they're literally saying we could have had 500 million. We said no because we're going to make 600-700 million. So I think they've kind of came out and said, look, we'll be fine.
Fair
Whether
enough.
or not that's true or not.
Who knows, man? They don't really take it's all kind of cloak and dagger that way. But they've just renewed. I think they're on the cusp of renewing Ousmane Dembele, so he'll be on a packet.
I tried to buy him a couple of weeks ago because I believe in him, especially under Xavi.
Yeah. That's the sort of guy you should get. That's what we're talking about. Those guys that it's like, I fucking know he'll do it, you know, like.
There's his price, 1.3. If I could get him at 1.2, I'd be buying him tonight.
Yeah. Guys like that, you know, that you've got it in there for them, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I watched a lot of Barca because I stacked him up at the end of last season just for a bit of fun and limited. And he was brilliant, but he just needs to stay fit. But I reckon Xavi will keep him fit because that's what he's all about.
Aye, I think Barca will be on for a good year next year for sure, man.
Yeah, I think so.
Minted. Tony, it's been an absolute pleasure catching up. We've been going for about an hour or so. So thanks very much, man. I know you're busy. You're off on your warm weather training tomorrow to continue with pre-season. So I wish you well for that, buddy.
Cheers, Quinny, top man. Really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure again.
Pleasure's all mine, mate. Have fun on your travels, and I'm sure we'll be hearing from you soon.
I'm sure by the time this comes out, my Gary will be changed 10 times, but hey, it is what it is.
Well, that'll be fun for anyone who's watched or listened to this, to dive onto your gallery and see what's actually happened over the weekend.
I'm excited to see where it goes, but it is what it is. And look, we can stay stale or we can keep going, and I want to just keep. Oh, I got ball and goalie, by the way.
Hey.
0.06.
Nice wee bit of championship utility to finish us off. There we go.
Perfect.
Ball and goalie. You can tell the lads in pre-season about that, eh?
Exactly. Oh, top man, Quinny. I'll catch you up with you in that chat and we'll have a couple of messages about the Asian one. I'll let you know how I got on. Stish's a good man for that.
Top man. Let's get into all the giveaway stuff before I let you go. I'm still doing monthly giveaways and I'm making it easier to enter. If you want to be entered to win this month's prize or any future giveaways here at the channel, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button, you need to be a subscriber to enter, then leave a comment down below. Each month, a random comment from a random video will be selected as the winner, so the more videos you leave a comment on, the better the chance you've got of winning any of my giveaways. All the winners are announced at the end of videos the same way as we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. As always guys, if you've enjoyed the video today, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. On screen now some other stuff that I've made that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. Stay out of trouble and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.